What is going on, everybody? Welcome on to the stream. Let's just make sure I'm not all... Oh, got myself playing in the background. Let's just make sure my mic is okay, guys, because as always, it always sounds like I have a really deep voice. I wish my voice was like that. Are we okay, guys? Just want to make sure we're okay. But welcome on to KB Sports Talk. Boy, do we have a lot to talk about. I'm excited about this show. I'm really excited about this show in particular today. Let me take out the thumbnail. Welcome on to the show, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining the KB Sports Talk live show. As you guys know, I want to give you guys a kind of hey, jeez, the stand freaking headphones are like choking me today. They want to choke me today. They're like all like this. But guys, I have a channel update for you guys today, and I'm gonna wait till a lot more people join in the stream so we could talk about, you know, what I want to do on this channel and what I'm gonna be doing moving forward on the channel. As I think I have to leave the chat up in order for the chat to update. Yes, I do have to leave the chat up for the chat to update. I hate how it has to do that, but OGR, as always, coming in clutch with the donations, man. Like I love OGR so much, and it's not because let me try to extend this chat out a little bit. It's not because he always donates. It's that he's a constant supporter of the channel. I want to thank you so much, OGR. He's really helping me out as far as everything goes. Make sure you guys check out OGR. Check out his content. Puts out a lot of good Giants takes, guys. I'm talking, this guy is supremely underrated. Oh my god, I just smacked my mic. But supremely underrated, and I love what he puts out there. I love his takes and his his football knowledge. So make sure you guys check him out if you want another football take, especially a Giants take as well. Talk some NFC football as well, NFC East football as well. So make sure you guys check him out. But thank you, OGR, for the dono. He says, KB, are you ready for November 10th or what? Yes, I'm excited. I just spoke to OGR yesterday. I just told him my bosses approved me taking off of work, and I'm able to go down there, up there actually, to New Jersey. I think I'll be staying in New Jersey just because it will be close to the stadium. I won't have to cross a bridge or anything like that. I think I will be staying in New Jersey, but I'm extremely excited. I'm going to be meeting all of you guys, especially if you guys are going to that Giants-Jets game. You know, OGR is going to be there. Entertain is going to be there. Bad Dog's going to be there. A lot of supporters are going to be there. So, like, very, very excited. I believe Jets Central is going to. I don't know. Don't take my word for it, but a Giants-Jets game, I would hope to see Jets Central. I know he lives down here in Florida, but I'm extremely excited, and yes, I'm extremely ready, OGR. If I can find my water, I need a drink, guys. I ate a Subway sandwich earlier today, and I'm parched. All right, guys. But make sure if you guys join in the stream just now, first of all, thank you guys for joining into KB Sports Talk. We'll get into the show in just a second. Like I said, I'm waiting for a little bit more people to pop in just because I want to give the channel update real quick. Nothing wrong with the channel right now. I just want to give you guys an update of what I'm going to be doing this season. A lot of big things are coming, man. A lot of big things are coming. I'll be back here, Blue. I just got back from football practice. No problem, Mr. Invincible. Go ahead and do your thing, man. Give Barkley 20 to 25 carries every game. And Pat, I hate you. Yeah, we'll be talking about that. Trust me. And this will be a call-in show. So if Bobby's there, if Mike Nixon is there, don't worry. This will be a live call-in, man. My father, the man who birthed me, is in the chat right now. Kush is in the chat. What's going on, Kush? What's going on, Dad? King Justin is in the chat. I'm looking forward to talking to all of you guys. King Justin, I've talked to occasionally on the show. Kush, especially, Kush is awesome. I'm looking for Bobby, looking for Mike. But let's get on to the update. It seems like there's a lot of people in the chat now, a decent amount of people in the chat now, so we can talk about the channel update. So can't wait to talk. Yeah, so much to cover. But the channel update. What am I going to be doing on this channel, KB27 channel, KidBlueRB27 channel? So during the week, obviously, you're going to get my game previews and recaps of the Giants game. Now, of course, I know you guys. Zach Bruce, of course, the best Indianapolis Colts fan out there. Zach Bruce probably has the best fantasy team on my fantasy league. He probably killed it. I didn't check your score, Zach Bruce. But, yeah, the channel update, guys. Of course, you're going to get my previews. The previews are going to be from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's going to be somewhere between there. Depending on when I can record it and edit it and put it up. But if I can get to it early, it'll be a Tuesday. If I can't get to it, the latest it will come out is a Thursday, guys. Latest it will come out is a Thursday. My game previews, the game recaps can come out the same day the Giants game happens. It depends if I'm going to stream the Sunday night game or whatever, or if they have a really early game or whatever the case is. But the recaps are going to come in earlier after the game during the week. And I want to be doing film studies for you guys. Now, I have NFL Game Pass. So the All-22 film comes out a couple of days after the games happen. So I think as of right now, All-22 did come out on NFL Game Pass. So I could dissect, the NFL. And I'm going to be doing the Giants for sure. So those of you guys that want me to do film studies on the Giants, I'm going to be doing that for sure. This week, we're going to be focusing on the Giants defense and what the hell happened with the Giants defense. I'll be going over that. And also, I'm going to be holding a poll every single week on the top games I should cover during... the top games I should cover each week on like film reviews, top moments or things like that. I want to be doing film reviews on all NFL stuff, so that's going to be happening. KB Sports Talk is something. This is KB Sports Talk Live. Now, KB Sports Talk is going to be a kind of like, not like a podcast, but like a talk show, like something you would see on Undisputed, something you would see on First Take. It's just going to be me giving my opinions on certain stuff. I'm going to have a full video, and I'm probably going to split it up in parts based on the subjects and then give it out to you guys that way. And it's going to be all NFL. It's going to be broad NFL, and that's how I want to do things there. I'm extremely excited to be doing that. I used to call it Latest in the League. If you guys remember last year, I called it Latest. I only did like 3 episodes. It was towards the end of the year where I was still coming up with the stuff. It's going to be called KB Sports Talk, and I'm going to be talking about a bunch of stuff in the league, like how Kyler Murray's doing, or the Bengals really coming on, and things like that. Antonio Brown situations, things like that. That if you guys been noticing my videos, some of them have been saying KB Sports Talk in it. So that's what I'm going to do. The game you should do a film review this week is the Saints of Texas, no doubt. Oh my gosh. Was that the game of the year? That's gonna be the best game it probably all season. I can't think of a game. Something really has to do really well to top that. That Saints versus Houston game. I'm going to keep up with you guys in the chat. Sorry, I'm missing everybody in the chat. If you guys really wanted me to see something, make sure you copy and paste it. I can't scroll up because it's gonna mess with the chat that you guys are looking at right now. Hashtag give Barkley carries. Yes, we will be talking to that as well. And I know a lot of people are going to go off on the phone lines talking about it. I'm ready for it. And yeah, we'll be talking about the recap, man. But that's the channel update. Right now, guys, like I said, the previews, reviews. If I can go live, because I work on Sundays, if I can go live for a Giants game, I will. Sunday night is going to be a definite. Monday night, if we do get a Monday night game. Thursday night is going to be a definite. It's still 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games. It's going to be a problem, which is the majority of the games, for football. So that's going to be a problem. Muzz says, best YouTuber. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. When Eli is gone, we will make the playoffs. It's not Eli's fault. It's definitely the defense's fault. We will talk about that later on today. That's what's up, doing big things, Kid Blue. KB, thanks, Jason. Appreciate that a lot, man. CP says Vinatieri is showing his age. Is Vinatieri that bad? I mean, I didn't watch the Chargers Colts game. I'm trying to catch up on all the games. I've watched a couple. Trying to catch up on all the games, but is Vinatieri like not playing well with the Colts right now? Yeah, so let's get on to the Cowboys. Let's get on to the juicy stuff, right? The Cowboys versus the Giants. Let's recap this game. And I know a lot of you guys watched my recap, but of course I'll just reiterate my thoughts and kind of you guys can go along with me. But guys, Now I do a weekly show with Chris every week, every Wednesday. It'll probably be out Wednesday night, Thursday morning, whenever he's able to put it up. It's gonna be on his channel. But I said this on the Pick Show, man. I said this. The Cowboys with Ezekiel Elliott, we really don't have a huge chance of winning this game. And when I made that preview video, I had a lot of you guys, firing at me, throwing shots at me, talking about I'm not a Giants fan, I might as well be a Cowboys fan, all of this stuff, and I was like, the betrayal. Guys, I just say it how I say it. I watched Bad Dog's video today. He said it best, that he's not going to, change his opinion for you guys, because you guys get, you get your feelings hurt. I'm 100% unbiased, and I'm 100% real when I talk to you guys. I knew the Giants were going to struggle in this game. Now, I did give them a chance of winning, because I give every football team a chance of winning. That's why I gave the 3 keys to success, which were, if I can remember them, was definitely, the D-line needs to hold their own. That was key number 2. The D-line needs to hold their own. And what happened? The D-line did hold their own, but guess what? The linebackers tried to do too much, right? We've seen Alec Ogletree. It was cover 2. That Randall Cobb touchdown. Was it Randall Cobb? He was wide open. A lot of them were wide open, but I think Randall Cobb scored a touchdown. The Randall Cobb touchdown was a cover 2 look. Now, Alec Ogletree was supposed to play, in the Tampa 2 defense or cover 2 defense. The middle linebacker is supposed to step back and play zone outward. But, of course, the Cowboys, like I predicted, were going to hit you with the play action, which they did. Alec Ogletree bid on the play action, and there was an open receiver down the middle, split the 2 safeties, and that is the obvious weakness of a cover 2 defense, and that's exactly what I predicted was going to happen, that we can't bite on the play action. Those were my exact words. We can't bite on the play action, and we did plenty of times. My first key to success, that was my second. My first key to success, I believe, was match the amount of carries that the Cowboys have. I say this time and time again every time we face the Cowboys. In order to beat the Cowboys, and this is not true for a lot of teams. Usually you're supposed to do the opposite. In order to beat the Cowboys, you have to be the Cowboys. That is the only way to beat the Cowboys. And I'm going to give them a lot of credit here. I know the whole rivalry, with the whole rivalry, I'm supposed to say the Cowboys suck and the Cowboys stink and Dak Prescott sucks. Their system works. Their system is old school and it's hard to defend. Why? Why is it so hard to combat their system? Because only their system could combat their system. And in order to beat the Cowboys, you have to run the ball. You have to set up play action. That's how you move down the field. Whether you're successful in running the ball or not. The Cowboys weren't successful running the ball on Sunday. Ezekiel Elliott was fine. He was 13 carries of 53 yards. Tony Pollard had 13 carries for 40-something yards. They weren't great running the ball. You know what it was? The play action, the quick throws, wearing down the defense. They win because nobody else can play the way they play. Because everybody else is quick tempo offense, deep throws down the field. No, that's not how the Cowboys play. They play old school. They run the ball down your throat. They get the defense wear down, and then they hit you with play action, and that's how they win games. That's how they win games. Sure, if the run works, then fine. But if the run doesn't work, guess what? They still run the ball. And that's the Giants' problem. Once we run the ball and it doesn't work one time, we totally give up. We totally give up. And, this is what I said in my first key to success. Match the amount of carries that the Cowboys have. Doesn't matter if it's with Saquon or whatever. Just run the ball the same amount of times or more than the Cowboys do. And we didn't do that early on in the game. And that's what happened. We wound up being far behind, 21 points behind, and, we were left to catch up from there. Saquon had 11 carries for 120 yards. 120 yards. And he was averaging 10.9 yards a carry. He was averaging the same amount of carries that he got, 11 yards a carry. And he got 11 carries. You're supposed to give your running back more than that. Eli Penny carried the ball twice. On third down and 1 from inside the 10-yard line, you give the ball to Elijah Penny while Saquon Barkley was on the field on a fullback dive? Come on, man. And I believe there was another time where Eli Penny lined up at running back. Are you kidding me? Where's Wayne Gallman? He only got 2 carries. You're telling me he was out for the count there? What are we doing putting Eli Penny at running back? Eli Penny's a fine fullback. He's not a running back. You have the best running back in football. There should be no excuse. Fatigue is not an answer. Fatigue with 11 carries? No. Saquon Barkley should be getting 20 carries a game. Now, I'm not going to push 30 carries. If we need Saquon Barkley for 30 carries, I'm not talking about 30 touches because he will sometimes get 30 touches with ease. I'm talking about 30 carries. Now, I'm very critical in using my running back every game, 30 carries, because I don't want to wear my running back off too much. I get he's a generational talent. I just don't want to wear Saquon Barkley off yet because I want to, of course, think about him in the future and his longevity with the Giants. Because we all know what happened with DeMarco Murray with the Cowboys. But, man, no excuse from the Giants defense. What was my third key to success? I can't remember what my third key to success was, to be honest, guys. Somebody would have to look it up. I can't remember my third key. But we didn't follow any of my keys to success. And if we followed that, if we followed those 3 points, we would have won the game. We started off quick, and we were doing the things we needed to do. We made quick throws, like I said. Quick throws. Oh, yeah. That was my third key to success. Quick throws and play action. Set up the play action and hit your quick throws. And we did that in the first drive. And we scored a touchdown with Evan Ingram. By the way, Evan Ingram looked fantastic. We just needed OBJ off the team, and he looked great. He's starting to look like a really good tight end. 116 yards in the season debut against one of the better teams as far as linebackers go to cover Evan Ingram. He was uncoverable, and he actually caught the ball. He didn't have any dropsies like he had years past. He was catching the ball extremely well. Also caught himself a touchdown as well. Had 11 receptions. That's what you want to see from your tight end. As far as Sterling Shepard goes, he was non-existent. Now he's on concussion protocol. We will talk about that. He's in concussion protocol, and we're gonna have to replace him. The entertainer Chris just made a video about it. Make sure you guys check out his video after this, of course. And he said, how are we gonna replace him? And he was giving some good points. And to be honest, I'll be quite honest, guys, and I'm going to make a video about this soon. I don't think it's too much of a big deal because the Giants don't need to focus on their wide receivers as much as, in years past. They have a good running game. They have good tight ends. Use your running backs and tight ends if your wide receivers are a weakness. It's a good thing we have good players at other positions to take the pressure and the attention off of the wide receiving core. So you can run 2 tight end sets and have just 1 wide receiver out there or 2 wide receivers out there, and you're going to be okay. Benny Fowler and Cody Latimer, not the best starting duo, but they'll be all right. Russell Shepard should be a good slot should we need him, but I suggest us, running the football at 2 tight end sets. Use Wayne Gallman and Saquon Barkley to the best of their abilities. Now, to beat the Bills is going to be a challenge, but to me, if we could stop their offense, I don't think we need to score more than 17, 20 points. If we could score 20 points, I think we have this game in the bag. But the defense has to step up. You can't let Josh Allen get out of the pocket. Josh Allen, when I watched this guy in film, mind you, I hated Josh Allen as a prospect. I'm talking about the quarterback out of Wyoming, the Bills quarterback. I hated Josh Allen as a prospect because I thought he was one of the most inaccurate passers I've ever seen as a prospect, and that's including Lamar Jackson. By the way, we'll talk about Lamar Jackson. He was fantastic. I totally shut me up. But he was but I'll tell you right now, I've never seen a quarterback throw absolute lasers the way he did in college on the run. Josh Allen throws lasers on the run but can't throw a ball while he's in the pocket. Completely confuses me. We get beat over the middle and over. Every QB breaks us with this. Oh yeah, of course, and that's due to the lack of linebacker awareness. Alec Ogletree continues to struggle in pass coverage, which is supposed to be his specialty, but he's better against the run. He played well against the run. Tay Davis hasn't done much in the passing game. He's supposed to be a better pass coverage linebacker. We're not getting too much pass coverage from our linebackers. They keep biting on the play action. They keep focusing on stopping the run. You guys know this is a passing league. Okay, there's going to be more passes than runs, so you have to be ready for the pass. My mouth is so dry. When are we going to get our Bobby Wagner? I don't think it's going to be for a long time, Steven Gutierrez. We're not going to be able to get a Bobby Wagner in a while. I think we're really going to be focusing on Ryan Connolly now. If Ryan Connolly could get to like a Luke Kuechly role, I could see him becoming that. He's a very similar type player, very aggressive and very gritty, and can stuff the gaps and things like that, and get a good push on the line of scrimmage when he's blitzing as a linebacker. I like Ryan Connolly. But as far as getting a Bobby Wagner type guy, it's going to be hard to find. So yeah, guys, I mean, we can look at what's going on in the NFL right now. Then we'll open up phone lines and we'll get to talking to you guys. But of course, I like to start the show off. Half of the show is just me talking to you guys as well. Just wait until O'Shane develops. Yeah, I'm just hoping somebody does, and that's something we have to talk about as well, guys. O'Shane Ximines and Marcus Golden and Lorenzo Carter got nothing, not even a push against the Cowboys offensive line. Now, every time we play the Cowboys offensive line, we never do anything, but at least we see something, some sliver of hope. We see some guy making a play. When we had Olivier Vernon, he was pretty good against Tyron Smith in years past. We have nobody. I'm talking about the whole entire day. Dak Prescott was not even pressured. He was sitting comfortably in the pocket. We have to find somebody to get a pass rush. Now we're facing another good offensive line, a revamped offensive line in the Buffalo Bills. We'll see what we do with that. They have Cody Ford there. I don't know if Cody Ford's healthy. Hopefully he is. We could see him there. I believe Deion Dawkins is still their starting left tackle. I think we can get a good push on him. But then again, you never know with the Giants' edge rush, man. It's hard to figure out if this Giants' front seven is going to be effective in these weeks because, of course, we always hear about how good they're doing, but then when we see them play, they're never that good. But yeah, and James Betcher, what is the guy to watch on Sunday, guys, against the Buffalo Bills. Not the players in particular, but the defensive play calling. We need to adjust more. You need better game planning. How does the defense get confused when Ezekiel Elliott splits out wide? Why is it such a shock to the defense when Ezekiel Elliott splits out wide? He's done that plenty of times before, even against the Giants. Why is it that when Ezekiel Elliott splits out wide, the defense is confused? And Marcus Golden is like, well, I guess I'll play outside corner since nobody else is playing cornerback. I guess me, a 260-pound guy, I'll play cornerback on the outside. Why does Marcus Golden, an edge rusher, have to play outside cornerback when Ezekiel Elliott splits out wide? Why was there so much confusion there? A lot of people throwing up their hands when Ezekiel Elliott goes out wide. That makes no sense. Where's the defensive game planning? You're supposed to be ready for this. And why was Antoine Bethea matched up on Amari Cooper? It was because of that Amari Cooper had one of the biggest plays of the night. Antoine Bethea matched up on him is a complete mismatch. This guy's 35 years old. He's not as fast as he used to be. On top of that, you don't put a safety on a star wide receiver like Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper is potentially a top 10 wide receiver. Don't get it mixed up. You have to adjust to what the offense puts out there. And I've said this before. Offense, when in football, offense is the action and defense is the reaction. The defense plays off of what the offense does. The defense doesn't do whatever they feel like doing. The defense does what the offense does. Now, the offense can do whatever they want. The offense are the ones, they obviously have the ball in their court. Quite literally, they have the ball. It's offense, right? They get to decide what happens in this game. They get to decide what they're gonna run, what routes they're gonna run, what play they're gonna run, a run or a pass. The defense has to react to that. Okay? So as a defensive coordinator, you're supposed to game plan and figure out, okay, so let's figure out the offense before they come out in this look. Let's figure out what we're going to do before Ezekiel Elliott splits out wide. Who are we going to throw out there? Should we throw out Jabril Peppers? Jabril, I want you out there when Ezekiel Elliott is split out wide. Grant Haley, when you see Amari Cooper out there, or Janoris Jenkins, when you see Amari Cooper in the slot, I want you to move into the slot and you cover Amari Cooper. Okay? We're not getting adjustments like that. We've seen that in the Cowboys game. There were a bunch of mismatches that made me want to pull my hair out. I saw it pre-snap. I saw it right before the ball was snapped. I was like, what is this guy doing on this guy? Obviously using it in general terms. But what are they doing out there? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And James Betcher is the guy to watch this Sunday, guys. Make sure you guys watch it. Who's matched up on who. Because if they fix it, that means he's realizing what he did last Sunday. If he fixes, if Devin Singletary or one of these running backs split out wide, and I'm going to keep using that because that was just such a boneheaded, I cannot believe it. I'm replaying it back in my mind of when I saw it, and it just keeps playing back, and I cringe every time of how the defense looked. They looked at each other, looked at the sideline. Oh my God, Ezekiel Elliott is lining up as a wide receiver. I've never seen this before. Coach, have we talked about this? Who's gonna cover him? Hey, 44, Golden, you do it. I'm completely in awe. So make sure you guys watch this Sunday. Whenever you see any type of different looks from the offense, make sure you guys look for the reaction from the defense, because that's what they play. They are a reaction group. So I swear I see Marcus Golden guard a wide receiver. Yes, Steven, you're completely right. He was, not a wide receiver. He was guarding Ezekiel Elliott. And Ezekiel completely burnt him right off the snap. If Dak Prescott saw him, it would have been a touchdown. Not that it mattered about the result of the game, right? KB Sports Talk on the set on Tuesday night. Y'all know the vibes. Of course, Dylan. Make sure you guys got to give love to Dylan Renner. He's my bodyguard on my streams. He's the sheriff in town. The guy's the sheriff in town. Yeah, Janoris Jenkins doesn't play anywhere close to what he gets paid. Janoris Jenkins was pretty silent this game. He didn't really do much. I think he was just going with the flow. He lined up in the slot a couple of times. Of course, I think that's a defensive coordinator type thing, because if it was Janoris Jenkins, if it was his choice, he would not line up on the outside. What was Antonio Hamilton doing that long? Why was Antonio Hamilton playing that long instead of a guy like Corey Ballentine? If you're short on corners, I completely understand. If your corners are gassed, I completely understand. Go out and throw out. What's going on, Hot Take Hockey? What's going on? Thank you for joining the stream, my friend. But if Antonio Hamilton literally gets... Oh, man. It was 2 drives. It wasn't 1 drive, guys. It was 2 drives. 2 straight drives where Antonio Hamilton was completely targeted no matter where he lined up on the field, no matter what wide receiver was opposite of him. Completely bullied Antonio Hamilton. And Antonio was getting so frustrated, like, damn it, they're targeting me again. The guy couldn't tackle. The guy couldn't, stop the wide receiver and set the edge, so to speak, for lack of a better term. When the wide receiver catches it, to make sure he doesn't move not get juked or whatever it is. Blame Gettleman. This ain't Gettleman's fault, Dylan. It's who Gettleman hired at coordinators. Both Pat Shurmur and James Betcher. I'm ready to give Mike Shula the offensive play calling, man. I'm ready to give Mike Shula the offensive play calling. This is ridiculous. We have Mike Shula. He's a name out there in the NFL, and he doesn't even play call. The guy doesn't play call. Absolutely ridiculous. Dink and dunk, Manning and cutting it no more. I'm tired of seeing this. Who's Mike Shula? Well, Mike Shula is our offensive coordinator. Mike Shula sucks. Yes, but Mike Shula runs the ball. You know what I'm saying? Mike Shula was the offensive coordinator in Carolina when he came to us, and they ran the ball. Maybe we give the play calling to Mike Shula, he would run the ball a lot more. Classy Giants making things too difficult. Of course. KB wanted to throw. I wanted to throw up, bro. I'm telling you, that game was so sorry compared it to Pop Warner kids. Yeah, it was bad, man. It was really bad. When Randall Cobb stiff-armed Hamilton, I know we lost because... yeah, I know. The effort was not there, man. Edge rush wasn't there. The linebacking core wasn't there. The secondary wasn't there. There was no good players out there absolutely no good players out there. Besides Evan Ingram and Saquon Barkley, I can't really tell. And the offensive line. Our offensive line, that's another point I wanted to bring up, guys. Our offensive line played great. I want to give them an A+. I really do. That front seven for the Cowboys are great. They even sent blitzes there. Didn't work. Okay? The offensive line was great. They picked up blitzes. They handled the bull rush very well. DeMarcus Lawrence, did you guys even see him in this game? Besides in the occasional run where he stopped the run or the occasional pressure on Eli, did you see him being was he a real threat? I wasn't worried about DeMarcus Lawrence this game. And that's surprising because he's a giant killer. He's an Eli sack artist. If I can recall, the guy constantly has like 3 sacks on us every single game. Every single game. Should have put X-Men in Peter. Wait, what? The Pats are still overpowered. So, shifting gears. I never came out with the video, and whoever wanted me to make that video, I am so sorry. Just had a lot of other stuff planned out, and I just couldn't make the video. Maybe I will make the video eventually, even though the season started. Hopefully, it's still relevant. But somebody wanted me to make the top 5, because I made the top 5 underrated players in the NFL, underrated teams in the NFL. And I was going to make a top 5 overrated teams in the NFL. And guess who was number 1? The Pittsburgh Steelers. I've said it from the day they ended their season, from the day they lost to the Oakland Raiders last year. I said the Pittsburgh Steelers were the most overrated team in the NFL. And that's continuing to prove my point. Sunday Night Football. Yes, the Hub. There will be calls tonight. Don't worry, my friend. I will opening up that soon, but I just have a lot to talk about. I gotta get it off my chest because I'm gonna explode. This is something I'm also gonna make a video on for you guys to listen to. I'm gonna be making a video on it whenever I can. I work tomorrow as well, so we'll see whenever I make the video on it. But the Pittsburgh Steelers are the most overrated team in the NFL. Why is that? And they have been for years on years and years. Now, I don't know if people are just not watching the Pittsburgh Steelers, or, for years past, they're just going by what media analysts are saying, like Stephen A. Smith and all these guys. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win the AFC North. Sure, that may be true. Fine. Okay, what are they going to do? What are the Pittsburgh Steelers going to do? They make it into the divisional. They occasionally make it to the AFC Championship. Actually, I don't even know the last time they made it to an AFC Championship game. They constantly always get there to the divisional or the wild card, and they're just knocked out. They always have a terrible... Every single year, they lose to 1 or 2 teams that are completely terrible. Terrible. How many times have they lost to the Bucks? They've lost to the Bucks with Mike Glennon starting at quarterback. Last year, they lost to the Oakland Raiders. For years, they've been losing to the Miami Dolphins, and the Dolphins have stunk for years. They've lost to teams with backup quarterbacks where no one gave them a shot. No one gave the opposing team the shot, but I did constantly. I've been a Pittsburgh critic for years, and nobody's been believing me, man. And what did you see last night? Or 2 nights ago? 2 nights ago. The Pittsburgh Steelers offense looked like a 12-year-old boy playing Madden. That's what it looked like. It was just go deep the whole time. Empty set. Oh my god, the play calling was ridiculous. They did not run the ball at all. James Conner barely touched the ball. And guess when was the only time James Conner was in the backfield? 3rd down and 10. You really think a defense is going to think you're going to run on 3rd down and 10 from midfield? Are you out of your mind? The play calling was absolute. I don't know who this somebody told me when I was streaming that game, Randy Fitchner, or whatever the hell his name is the offensive coordinator for the Steelers. He obviously knows nothing about the Steelers or how to run an offense or your personnel. Dante Moncrief dropped everything. James Washington had a little bit of separation, but Ben Roethlisberger can't throw the deep ball apparently. Oh my god, Ben Roethlisberger's deep ball is so garbage. It goes so far up in the air, only to go like 20 yards. It's so bad. His offensive play calling is, the offensive play calling was terrible. Empty set the whole time. You ever played Madden? And I know everybody has done this. Now, I know I said, oh, well, Madden's like a 12-year-old boy playing Madden. Freaking the Pittsburgh Steelers offense is like a 12-year-old boy playing Madden that's frustrated. But everybody has done this when they play Madden, right? When you play against your friends and you're just frustrated, you're down by like 20 points, and you're like, well, screw this. I'm just going to go 4 verticals, and if it doesn't work or if it gets picked off, I'm just rage quitting. That's exactly what the Steelers did on Sunday night. They just hiked the ball. They were down by who cares by how much points, right? They were down by that much, and every single down, throwing the ball deep. Dante Moncrief drop. A James Washington misthrow. Ben Roethlisberger not being accurate. Ben Roethlisberger hit as he throws. Nobody's open. Got to throw it away. Constantly. Over and over and over again. And you strike gold once. with James Washington. He's on my fantasy team, so I needed that. But that was it. Dante Moncrief did nothing. The Patriots were all over it. You don't keep the defense honest when you run the empty set 95% of the times. If you guys watched that, I'm telling you, if you guys watched that game, it was ridiculous. They barely ran the ball. They gave up on the run immediately. And Mike Tomlin is on the hot seat, guys. I'm done with Mike Tomlin. This guy lost control of his team. You've seen that with Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown walked all over Mike Tomlin. He did whatever the hell he wanted in there. After Antonio Brown was gone, Mike Tomlin came clean about what was going on, that he hid stuff that Antonio Brown was doing, saying that he was excused from practice for doing other stuff, but it was because Antonio Brown just didn't want to come to practice, things like that. Articles that came out, we've seen it already. He's lost control of this team. He's no longer a leader. For years now, Mike Tomlin is supposed to be, he got hired as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers after 1 year as a defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. What has he done since then? The Pittsburgh Steelers have been god-awful. They've constantly been one of the worst defenses in the NFL since he's been the coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And he's a defensive-minded head coach. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. The pass defense in particular has always been terrible. Who the hell is Cameron Kelly? Who is that? Can someone tell me, was he a rookie or something like that? Is that somebody I don't know? Who the hell is Cameron Kelly? Joe Hayden is not the same cornerback from the Cleveland Browns. What do you got? Artie Burns out there too? I don't know if he got cut or anything. I think he's still out there. Who cares? The cornerbacks and the safeties for the Pittsburgh Steelers have always been no names. You had Cody Sensabaugh starting there. Cody Sensabaugh started last year. He was our 5th corner when he was with us for the short time he's with us. Pittsburgh doesn't care about defense anymore. And apparently they don't care about offense anymore. Pittsburgh is the most overrated team in the NFL. And that's a fact. I don't care who loves Pittsburgh. I grew up watching Pittsburgh. I lived in Pennsylvania. I grew up around Pittsburgh fans. I grew up around Philadelphia fans. The rivalry is bigger than you guys think. I know they don't play in the same division or conference, but the rivalry is bigger than you guys think in Pennsylvania between those two teams, because those teams are highly respected as football teams, but I don't understand it. Now, if you ask me, is Pittsburgh going to rebound from this? Yeah, they'll rebound. But they'll still lose to a stupid team. They'll still lose in a terrible way to a team that you guys won't expect, but I will. I'll know. If they face the Dolphins again today, this year, they're going to lose to them. They face the Bengals this year, who's supposed to be a bad team. They'll lose to them once. They'll split. It's what the Pittsburgh Steelers do. So if you're betting against the spread on them, guys, if it's against a terrible team, just know that don't pick the Steelers. The Redskins Eagles. This was a surprising. Deshaun Jackson still has it, man. I don't want to talk too much about it, but Deshaun Jackson still has it, man. Yeah, he's scaring me. Yeah, seeing him with those freaking wings on his helmet again terrifies me. Absolutely terrifies me. Shermer gonna be fired if we have another losing season. No. I don't think Shermer. I think next year will be the year to see if Shermer gets fired. Shermer will not be fired this year because this year I don't think anybody, even the Giants coaching staff, really care about this year. I think they're just waiting for next year to really make a playoff push. And who knows, dude? Saquon Barkley, and the conspiracy theory here, but Saquon Barkley only had 11 carries. Only someone really dumb that knows nothing about football would do that. You got to start wondering, are the Giants still tanking? I mean, that's a legitimate question, guys. Are the Giants still tanking? Are they tanking to get another good pick in the draft and then make the playoff push next year? That's what I'm thinking. You don't run Saquon Barkley 11 times and just hope to win. You don't do it with no other offensive pieces around you. 3rd down and 1 or fullback dive with Eli Penny. A 4th and 1 rollout with Eli Manning. Now, you got to be trying to lose those games, man. You got to be. I'm sure you're trying to stay competitive, but you got to be trying to lose those games. Who are going to be the good free agents next year? I don't know, but I hear the free agent market is going to be pretty good this year. We'll see what happens. But, of course, you'll never know because a lot of these guys are going to be signed this year, so it's going to take guys off the market for next year. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Hold on. The Browns cut Rico Gathers. I didn't even know the Browns had Rico Gathers. I thought Rico Gathers was still on the Cowboys. I want to talk about this sad story, guys. Nick Foles, man. Nick freaking Foles. I'm heartbroken, man. Now, of course, I'm a Giants fan, but Jacksonville needs some success, man. I feel so bad. They're like the new Browns, man. But Jacksonville is different. See, Jacksonville has all the talent to get it done. It just nothing ever happens in their favor. Now, Gardner Minshew played well. Hurt in the first game as a Jacksonville Jaguar, where everybody had high hopes, including myself, for the Jacksonville Jaguars. This could be their year. They actually could have a franchise quarterback here. But I'm telling you, it's like the football gods just want Nick Foles on the Philadelphia Eagles. They just want those wings on his helmet. They don't want a Jaguar head on his helmet. They don't want an arrowhead on his helmet. They don't want longhorns on his helmet. Or those ram horns, whatever they call it. They want those Philly wings on his helmet. I swear the football gods are just punishing Nick Foles for switching teams. But it's sad, man. I watched that game while I was working. I watched it live, and I heard Nick Foles went down, broke his clavicle as he stepped in the pocket to make that touchdown throw after they were actually competing with the Kansas City Chiefs. And it breaks, man. If there's any Jaguars fans in the chat here, man, I feel bad for you. Unfortunately, I can't see you guys competing in your division with the Texans. Just look really good right now. That Monday night game was game of the freaking year. They held in there with the Saints. I think they're gonna run away with this division. The Jacksonville Jaguars are gonna be behind the Texans, the Titans, and who knows the Colts. They kept it competitive with Jacoby Brissett in Los Angeles. So it seems like the Jacksonville Jaguars are gonna be a really good, but not good enough, 4th place team in the AFC South. Jaguars traded for Josh Dobbs after that. Yeah, they did, but what is Josh Dobbs going to do? Is Josh Dobbs going to do anything different than Gardner Minshew? Gardner Minshew looked great. He had all but 3 completions in his debut as a rookie. Josh Dobbs is going to do better than that. Josh Dobbs isn't going to win you football games. Neither is Gardner Minshew. There was really no point in trading for him other than quarterback security. If Gardner goes down, then you have Josh Dobbs. Josh Dobbs is going to start for the Jaguars. He's going to be playing backup for Gardner Minshew. So if Minshew gets hurt, that's when you throw in Josh Dobbs. Man, the Jaguars are cursed, man. You're right, CP. The Jaguars are just cursed, and it's sad to see because, everybody has their teams, and for me, for a long time, it was the Cleveland Browns of, that team that you always kind of in the closet would root for. Just because, Joe Lutz is in here. The bastard himself. The Italian sausage cannoli bastard himself. Joe freaking Lutz. But yeah, man, we're talking about the Jaguars right now, and just everybody, like I said, everybody has their team. No matter what fan of a team you are, you guys always are going to be rooting for a bad team. Like for years, I rooted for the Cleveland Browns just to do something in the NFL. Back when they went 7-9 with Brian Hoyer, I was so happy for the Browns. I was like, man, they could actually be something next year. That didn't happen. Oakland, I always try to root for, but I just never had hope in them. I thought they were always terrible. The Rams when they were bad, and the Jacksonville Jaguars especially, because they always had great talent. They've always had great talent. I was always envying the Jacksonville Jaguars for the players that they had. And I was always like, man, I really want this type of pass rusher. I really want this type of linebacker. I really want this type of cornerback. You know, when they had that Allen Robinson, Allen Hurns duo, I really wanted that. You know? And it's just all for naught, man. They have such a great roster, they just can't get anything going, especially with the AFC South getting a lot better. It's just almost impossible to see the Jacksonville Jaguars picking it up and making a playoff run. It's hard. Minnesota is a facade as usual. They'll flame out. We'll see about Minnesota. I'm really high on them this year. I think their schedule is easier than we think. You guys got to look at their Minnesota schedule. I really can't see them losing a lot of games. Remember, it's not always about if a team is good or not. It's usually about what their schedule looks like, what the other teams are, if they're good or not. Because, of course, a bad team can make the playoffs with an easy schedule, and a good team can miss the playoffs with a tough schedule. So, it really depends on the schedule, really. AB just got accused of 3 accounts of rape and a sexual assault. His drama never ends. Well, usually when that type of stuff happens, that whole Me Too stuff, CP, usually it's fake. Usually it's a fraud. Somebody's trying to get after, CP, not CP, Brady. Sorry about that. Not CP. Usually when it comes to that, it's usually somebody trying to get fame, trying to ruin somebody's career, things like that. Antonio Brown probably didn't do anything wrong. This type of stuff always happens. When a big story comes out on a player. It happened with Laramie Tunsil the day he was freaking drafted with the whole smoking weed situation, which actually happened, but still. It happened with, I believe, Jameis Winston as well on his draft day. Not his draft day, but during the draft process and the draft season. Who else did it happen to? It happened with a couple other people. It's not coming up from the top of my head right now, but it happens all the time. Oh, Kristaps Porzingis. There was this whole thing with Kristaps Porzingis, like, I don't know, groping somebody or something, like some girl after he was traded to Dallas. So, I mean, it happens all the time, man. It happens all the time. Josh Allen tweets from, 2014. What do you mean, Buffalo Tings? Well, what about his tweets from 2014? I want to see this, Buffalo. I want to see this, Tings. I want to see these Tings. Dwight Howard being gay. Yeah, I know. I'm not going to lie. I believed it, Dylan. I believed it. I mean, he kind of smiled and walked a certain way, Dwight Howard, man. I don't know. Oh, God. John should have drafted Josh Allen for pass rush. I think Buffalo Tings was talking about Josh Allen, the quarterback. I think he was talking about the quarterback for Buffalo. But yeah, guys, we'll start opening up the phone lines. Let me quickly look through the NFL schedule. Yeah, the racist tweets. Oh, okay, you're mentioning a situation that people were trying to ruin his career because of tweets from 2014. Dude, it happens with almost every star player that gets drafted, man. It happens all the time, Buffalo. I guess I actually haven't heard about that, but I'm sure. I wouldn't doubt it, man. I wouldn't doubt it. It happens all the time. It's not just in the sports community, man. It's not just in football or basketball. It's in acting. It's in comedy. When people were trying to, the whole Kevin Hart situation, with him hosting a awards show, and people moving back from tweets from 9 years ago and going, calling him out on that. People are always trying to break people down when they're headlining. So let's quickly go through here. Oh, guys, the Patriots. Nobody's talking about this. I didn't even see a Jet Central video. What's going on, JC? Hello. The Patriots traded for Demaryius Thomas. He's on the Jets now. This adds a whole new dynamic to the Jets. Because, listen, the Patriots didn't need Demaryius Thomas. And you know what? I like this. Because Demaryius Thomas, I picked him off of waivers before anybody else did. Because I knew he was going to do something this year. Demaryius Thomas is now a Jet. The guy is like the automatic #1 receiver. And I'm sitting pretty in, well, I'm not really sitting pretty in fantasy, but I'm looking a little better in fantasy. My football mind is starting to work a little bit. I picked up Demaryius Thomas. I knew something was going to happen. And he gets traded to the Jets for a conditional 6th-round pick in the 2020 draft. And this was a great move by the Jets. They basically gave up nothing. And Demaryius Thomas is still a decent wide receiver in this league. Now, Demaryius Thomas is joining the wide receiver group of Quincy Enunwa, Robbie Anderson, guys like that. Not too much big names. You could still get some production out of there. And it's going to add a whole new element to this team. As well as this dude from, I forgot his name. This dude from the Washington Redskins, the slot receiver from the Washington Redskins. He's on the Jets as well now. I keep forgetting his name. But, yeah, he's there as well. So, the Jets are getting stuff going, man. They're really trying to make a push. But if it works out with Demaryius Thomas, and maybe, I don't know, but he has what he has left in his health bad past few years. Yeah, his health has been bad. His health has been a question. But like I said, if he could just remain healthy, just because you get injured doesn't mean you're always going to be injured. Now I know he's had problems in the past, but we'll see what happens. But man, if this works out, if Demaryius Thomas really works out for a 6th-round pick, the Jets can really, really do something in the NFL. Like I said, it's hard for me to see them making a playoff push just because the AFC is so stacked with talent. On top of that, they would have to get a wild card spot, which may be even harder than winning the division at this point because of how many teams. You look at the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. One of those guys are going to get a playoff spot. You look at the AFC West, the Chiefs, the Chargers, Oakland Raiders or Broncos. We'll see what happens, but one of those guys can get a wild card spot. In the AFC South, the Titans, the Texans, a bunch of teams in the AFC that can potentially, the whole AFC looks good. The whole AFC, besides like a couple teams like the Dolphins and the Cincinnati, even though Cincinnati look pretty good as well. Whole AFC, it's hard to see the Jets making a playoff push, man. I think they have the talent to do it. The conference is just too difficult, man. They have to win a lot of games, and I would say it's easier winning the division than getting a wild card spot for the Jets, man. They're gonna be fighting a lot of teams trying to get that spot. Dylan Renner, what is it with you with Gardner Minshew, dude? I'm looking at your stuff. I'm just not gonna read it. It's weird. But all right, guys, let me open up the phone lines. If you guys want to talk to me, get your opinions out there. I'm gonna set up my Skype right now. Do not call in yet if you guys know the number, because I'll just deny it. So you just wait on for a second. You guys can still type in the chat. I can still see what you guys are saying. Dylan said, I will keep posting until you read it. You'll be waiting there a while, man. You're going to keep posting. Garcon? What about Garcon? What about Pierre Garcon? Isn't he on the 49ers still? It's hard for me to believe Pierre Garcon is still in the NFL. Wasn't he in the Super Bowl run when Peyton Manning won that Super Bowl? Or when he lost the Super Bowl? No, when he lost the Super Bowl to the Saints. Or was he there when... I don't know, but Pierre Garcon has been in the NFL. Yo, dude, it feels like forever. It feels like a million years he's been in the NFL. Keep thinking he's an old player. Like, he is an old player. I keep thinking he's out. He's on the Jets now? Dude, where's time going? How old is Pierre Garcon, guys? How old is he? Alright, guys, let me see here. Alright, so I'm going to be switching over to taking callers. Do not call in yet, like I said. Make sure. Oh man, you guys can see this. Sorry. Alright, that's muted. That's good. Let me pause it just so it doesn't waste any RAM. Alright, sorry guys, you can see that. Just wanted to make sure everything was paused. 69. He's not 29. He's not 29. No. No, I'm looking this up. I'm looking this up. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no, he's not 29. If he's 29... Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'll get to callers in just a second. Pierre Garçon. I wouldn't even believe he's 31. I wouldn't even believe he's 31. How old is Pierre Garçon? Hello? Give me his age. Age. I can't believe how to type in age. Pierre Garçon age. 33 years old, that's it? Hold on, when was he drafted? Only 33 years old? I'm thinking this guy's like 35, 36 years old. There's no way he's 30. He was drafted in the 6th round of the 2008 draft. Wow. But that means he did play in the Super Bowl. He did play in the Super Bowl with Peyton Manning in 2009. Wow. I'm just dumbfounded, dude. That dude feels like he's 40. That dude's been in the NFL forever, Pierre Garçon. When did the Jets pick him up? It's not showing him that he's a Jet right now. It's saying he's currently a free agent. Who did the Giants pick? The Giants worked out somebody. I don't have the notification anymore. The Giants worked out a running back and a defensive end. If you guys, I didn't bother looking at who it was. But let's set this up now on Skype. Alright, desktop audio is up. We worked out the Steelers. Shazier, shut up. No, we signed that linebacker. We also worked out a running back and a defensive end. A defensive end from the Colts, and a running back from somewhere. I can't remember. A defensive end from the Colts and a running back from somewhere. I can't remember. We signed that linebacker. Skipper, whatever his name is. Skipper. I don't know. Let me get rid of this. I put this up. Alright, guys. That is the number. If you guys want to call in and give in your thoughts, make sure you guys call in. If you guys haven't called in before, make sure you guys say who you guys are. So just so we know who you guys are. Let's just get on a friendly level. If you guys haven't called in before. Alright, we're already getting a call in. Alright. Jaden Dawkins, what's going on, man?
I'm chilling, Kid Blue.
How you been?
I've been exhausted from the game.
Exhausted?
Yup. like, what was Pat Shermer doing?
Oh, yeah.
Give Barkley his carries.
Oh, I've been saying that from the get-go. But go ahead, let everything out, man. Let everything out. Let your frustration go.
The chat ready for it?
Go ahead. The chat better be ready for it.
Give Barkley 20 to 25 carries and we win games. Defense, guard your receivers. God dang, we get beat every play.
Yeah, man. It was definitely interesting, man. Definitely interesting. The defense absolutely sucked. Just the play calling from both coordinators were the reason, the real reason why we lost this game.
I'm disappointed in the play calling. And why are we running the ball with Eli Penny? Why? You got Barkley or Wayne Gallman. Give one of them the ball. It's not that hard.
Oh yeah. And I was wondering the same thing. 3rd down and 1, and we run the ball with Eli Penny with Saquon Barkley also in the backfield.
Watch. Next game is the Bills with his 4th and 2. They gonna make Eli Manning QB sneak it. I don't feel that's gonna happen. Pat Shermer, if we don't beat the Bills, we're gonna lose. We're gonna go 4 like 0-16 again. I guess
But
that's how it's looking.
let me get your thoughts, and that's interesting that you mentioned the Buffalo Bills. What are you thinking for this game? Like, can we win this game? Are we gonna be all right without Sterling Shepard? Are we gonna run the ball more? Like, what are we gonna do here?
My plan is run the ball, make the receivers play. I mean, make the defense play zone. Like, make sure they're on their man, and make the linebackers like guard the receivers because we can't guard them for nothing. It gets beat every time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we definitely just have to pick it up offensively and defensively and next man up mentality, man. Yeah, and cover our receivers. You're right. And we need safety help over the top. And I mentioned that in my video before. DeAndre Baker was just left by himself against Amari Cooper. Just
I knew
thrown in the
it's
fire.
Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
Like where's Antoine Pathé? But oh, never mind. He's too slow. He got beat too.
Oh yeah.
Or like where's Jabril Peppers? Where was he at?
Jabril Peppers. He was mostly quiet for this game. I to be honest, now that you mentioned it, I don't really know where Jabril Peppers was. If somebody could find him, put out an Amber Alert for him. I haven't seen him.
Like Giants on defense. Stop blitzing! It's not working. We can't get to the quarterback. Every game we struggle.
I can't believe I didn't mention that. You're absolutely right. The blitzing. Every time we blitzed, I was so pissed. I kept saying to the TV screen, don't blitz, don't blitz, don't blitz, please don't blitz, please don't blitz. They send out a cornerback and a safety or a linebacker and a cornerback. If you notice something, they were always blitzing with two blitzers. They had their 4-man front, their 4-man rush, and they always rushed 6 guys. Why not just rush 5 if you want to blitz? It's the same result. Whether you rush 4 guys, whether you rush 7 guys. Like, the offensive line did not let up one time. And they were still blitzing. I would love to see Pat Shurmur's offense. I would love to see Pat Shurmur run the ball as consistently as James Betcher blitzes. If we run the ball as much as James Betcher blitzes, I think we'll be okay.
I don't know about that. If we could just run the ball, we could win every game, including the Patriots. But never mind. We're going against the Patriots. Nope, we're gonna lose. Patriots are gonna kill us with play action with Antonio Brown, whole game. Josh Gordon, they're gonna beat everybody.
Oh yeah.
Yo, I might play a defensive play for the Giants. I'm gonna play corner. Show them how to guard up.
At this point, I think I'll be more effective at corner at this point, man.
like throughout the whole game, I try not to throw remote at the TV and break it.
Yeah, for sure, man.
We should just draft Josh Allen from wherever team came from college. He came from Michigan, right, or LSU?
And then Josh Allen came from Kentucky.
Yeah, we should just drafted him. We could have got Damian Jones at 17. I would have been fine because he looks good on the Jaguars.
Yeah, he was all right in preseason. Yeah, he was actually pretty good, better than I thought he would be.
Like, why did we draft Dexter Lawrence? He can't get to the quarterback. Come on now.
And it confuses me. I really think I understand the philosophy that the Giants were doing in drafting him. They really want to be able to stop the run, but we already have 2 run stuffers in B.J. Hill and Dalvin Tomlinson, even R.J. McIntosh as well. I can't understand why we got Dexter Lawrence and not like a Jerry Tillery, who's a pass rushing defensive tackle and can do both, stop the run and pass rush. I would really like Jerry Tillery, but he went to the Chargers, but we could have grabbed him at 17. Instead, we get Dexter Lawrence. Now, I think Dexter Lawrence will be a fine player. I just don't think he provides what we need on defense.
We should just draft Montez Sweat. We should have just drafted him, honestly.
We'll see what happens with Montez Sweat. I'm not too high on him as a lot of people were. But I'm gonna get some more callers, man. Thank you for calling in. As always, I appreciate you calling in, Jaden. You are the first caller, man. Usually I get Bobby, but it's Jaden here, the first caller.
Yep. Kid Blue, one more thing.
Yeah.
Why Antonio Hamilton in the game? He sucks.
Oh man. I mean, what? Your answer is just as good as mine, man. Your answer is just as good as mine.
If the Giants don't run the ball in that next game, we're gonna lose every week,
Yeah,
including
we do need to
the
run the
Jets.
ball. Yeah, we gotta run the ball, man. All right, man. I'll catch you later.
All right,
All right, man. Appreciate you calling in.
all right.
All right, guys. That was Jaden Dawkins. Jaden Dawkins, if you guys want to call in, make sure you call in number. Okay, we got another caller. Thank you for calling in. You are live. What's going on? Hello?
Yo,
Yo.
what's up? Dude?
Who's this? Is this who I think it is? Is this Mr. Renner?
Maybe.
Is this Dylan Renner?
Maybe.
I can't believe I remember your voice from that Google Hangout from all that time ago.
Wow, nice. That was cool. All right. I got a couple questions for you.
Oh, by the way, I gotta properly introduce you, man. Dylan Renner
That's right.
is the sheriff of my streams, guys. This guy's the bodyguard. This guy is the judge, the jury, and executioner. So pay your respects to Mr. Dylan Renner. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm great. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I think I'm confident if we win the Bills game and if we win the Bucks game.
Okay.
I'm confident. But
These
I
are
understood
must
that
wins
there-
for us, man. These are must wins.
Yeah, exactly. I know that Dallas.
Mhm.
That was gonna be a tough game. I know that was gonna be a tough game. Here's a couple questions here, real quick.
All right.
Are you in favor of doing a draft lottery like in the NBA to prevent the tanking idea?
Prevent the tanking idea. Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? What am I gonna be partaking in here?
No, the draft lottery. Like, you know how in the NBA they have a draft lottery?
Okay.
Would you want to do something like that in the NFL to prevent the tanking idea?
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Oh man, I don't know. It sounds reasonable. It does, but I just feel like I don't want it to turn into the NBA where a good team could possibly get a good draft pick because of that. Well, I don't know. I think it's fine the way it is. I think it's fair. I think it helps bad teams because really bad teams could get screwed over in the lottery and not get the number 1 overall pick or even the number 10 overall pick. We've seen that in the recent draft lottery, but it's interesting. I said that during the NBA draft. I was like, it would be interesting to see if the NFL were to do that. But I don't know. And that's a good question because I would have to sit there and think about it because I have pros and cons about that. Well, what do you think?
Yeah, honestly, I would be in favor of it, but I would like to know because the NBA, they've been in like speculation of rigging the draft lottery, so I don't really want that for the NFL.
Oh, yeah. That's going to cause a lot of controversy. Yep. Yeah, it's been going on for years.
All right, I got another one.
Yep.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, with the Knicks and stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so what are your thoughts on like the Demaryius Thomas trade? Like, what do you like?
Oh, I think the Jets just got an A+ grade on that trade, man. I mean, they only gave up a 6th round pick for Demaryius Thomas, who can easily just become their number 1 wide receiver. Robbie Anderson's okay, Quincy Enunwa. What is the name of that receiver from Washington that they got? I don't know why I'm forgetting his name. Do you know what I'm talking about? I can't remember his freaking name, but yeah, he's there. I mean, he could easily be the number 1 and number 2 if Crowder, Jamison Crowder. There we go. Thank you, Buffalo. Thank you.
Oh, Crowder.
Yeah,
right.
Jamison Crowder. And it's not a good wide receiving core. Adding Demaryius Thomas there for the price of a 6th round pick is nothing short of a success. I know they're trying to make a good push here in the AFC, and this is a really good step in doing that. I think the Jets are really serious in what they're doing, and that's a great move, especially trading with a division rival. That's hard to do. I mean, that's hard to do for you to pick up the phone and call your rival and say, hey, let's make a trade here. But yeah, I think the Jets definitely won this trade.
Yeah, I would agree with that too, because the 6th round pick is basically nothing. That's like a practice squad. So
yeah, I mean, there's possibly a guy that doesn't even make the team.
Yeah. All right. This has been on my mind all day, and it's just been really making me mad.
All right.
Now there was this guy who was like 8 years old, a little kid, right?
Uh-huh.
He goes up to DeMarcus Lawrence, and DeMarcus Lawrence says, oh yeah, you gotta switch the jersey out and I'll give you like an autograph or something. What are like your thoughts on that? Like, I mean,
Wait, what happened?
to the Marcus Lawrence, right?
Uh-huh.
He's going on like the team bus or something. I don't know what he was doing, but he was leaving, and this little Giants kid goes up to Marcus Lawrence and asks for his autograph. It's on House of Highlights right now, actually, but he talked to him and he just absolutely like snubbed him and like absolutely like hurt the kid's feelings, and it was messed
And he
up.
didn't want to give him an autograph?
Yeah, he didn't want to give him an autograph.
Wow.
He was being complete. He was being an asshole.
Well, I mean, first off, why the hell is a Giants fan asking for DeMarcus Lawrence's autograph, first of all? And second of all...
The old kid, but, you know.
Yeah, he's a kid, and he just wants anybody's autograph. But,
yeah, sure.
I mean, it's mean-spirited by DeMarcus Lawrence. I understand it because he's like, you know, the whole rivalry thing. I hate the Giants, but... I mean, it's distasteful. That's distasteful, man. That's pretty sad. That's pretty savage. You gotta have some freaking balls to sit there to say to an 8-year-old kid, talk about change your jersey or whatever.
Well, there's some pretty big balls there, huh?
Yeah, man.
No, I'm just kidding. All right. Yeah, that's basically all I have for you, Kid Blue.
All right, man. Well, thank you for calling in, man. It's like your first time calling in, I think, right?
I know. I was trying to do something fun because I was always that guy that always called with the star 67. I was
Oh,
the guy
really?
that,
Really? That was you?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Oh,
you were like,
man.
really? Come on, guys. No unknown number. So I was like, all right, crap.
Yeah, man. I gotta be prepared. I gotta be prepared.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll see you later, man. You
All
keep
right,
up the good work on this.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you for being the sheriff of the streams.
All right, go. Oh crap! What's my? Here, go. Your mom's favorite in Team Fantasy. Boom.
Oh yeah, your mom's favorite on KB's fantasy, man. Yep. All right, man.
See ya.
See ya. All right. Next caller came in really quick, and that is Mike Nixon. Mike.
What is up? What's up, my brother?
Mike, you're freaking late.
No, I know I'm late. I was talking to one of my best friends from college. He's going through a little bit of a rough time right now, so anytime he called me, I just pick up immediately.
That's all good, man. It's unfortunate. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's all good. I mean, he's going through it. I'm going through it. Like, did you get my Instagram message the one night, like, during the draft that we had?
I haven't checked my sports Instagram in a while. I'll check it though.
But I mean, I'll just tell you. I mean, almost everybody in sports here, you know. I mean, I'm not shy about it no more. But literally the night of doing the draft, I believe I was in for the first round and made my pick for Michael Thomas. And as soon as I made that pick, I got a phone call and found out that my girlfriend, who was up in South Carolina at the time doing business for like an affiliate hospital that she works at in Jersey, ended up getting into a serious car accident and passed away.
Holy crap, man.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
So,
I'm sorry about that, man.
No, that's all good. So I messaged her immediately and said, like, on Instagram that I'm not going to be able to finish the draft. Like, this just happened. I have to go out to South Carolina immediately.
That's fine, man. That's fine. That's cool.
Yeah, but my team ended up trash, and another thing, freaking 20-man leagues are the death of me anyway.
Oh yeah, man.
Also,
it was fun. It was fun. I know it's troublesome, but I wanted to do something different, man. I wanted to make it challenging.
I feel you. I ended up taking the L this week, but it's all good.
Yeah, I got scraped. I got absolutely scraped by like at least a good 30 points.
Yeah.
But what's on your mind today, man? What's going on?
I mean, did you just see the news that came out on Antonio Brown?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's talking about it in the chat right now. I gotta look into this.
I don't know what to think about it, because in the same sense, this man is crazy and could have actually done that, because he's just fucking crazy. Excuse my French, he's just freaking crazy. But then another part of me want to be like, all this stuff always comes out, and there's always women framing these people.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
3 separate incidents of sexual assault. Okay, so if there's separate instances, I mean, and I just think it's so fishy. 3 separate counts of sexual assault that all came out around the same time. Come on, this has to be rehearsed. Yeah. This has to be, manufactured.
That's what I'm saying.
This is manufactured for sure. And of course, the news is going to eat it up. The news is going to eat it up.
Yeah.
Man.
And then another thing I want to bring up about Antonio Brown that I've been bringing up a couple times. So I'm gonna throw this out to you, and because I know what's wrong with Antonio Brown.
Okay.
And I'm staying by this.
Okay.
So let's say, going back a few years ago, AB was fine. There was really no drama on him, right?
Yeah.
Not really a lot of drama on him. Now, after a certain game against the Cincinnati Bengals, where he got knocked out by Vontaze Perfect, ever since then, been nothing but drama.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You talking about? You think he has CTE?
Yes.
Yeah, and that I've seen that actually, and that's a good correlation. But isn't it funny? Before we talk about that too, isn't it funny how Antonio Brown was actually teammates with Vontaze Perfect on the Raiders?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Perfect is on the team. I guess he just wanted to get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
By the way, Perfect was a captain as well. That's so weird to see. But
yeah.
But yeah, everybody. That's a really, really good observation. Ever since Antonio Brown got knocked the hell out, he was like a whole new person.
Like if I was New England, I would have told Antonio Brown right away, go get your head checked out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because as much of a disturbance as he's been, I do not want to see nothing happen to him where he takes like another hit to the head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's gonna be tough, man. He's really risking himself there, even though he's gone 2 years with it. Anything can happen at any given play. The NFL is just so fast paced. It's hard to really stay away from those kind of injuries, and if he gets hit like that once again, that may be the end of not just his football career, but maybe his life, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's okay. So I guess I'll go. I guess I'll talk a little bit about my Giants, even though how much embarrassed I am of them right now.
Yeah, we all are, man. We all
are.
I
really think we need to consider. Now I want to do it now. It will cause drama to do it in the season, but I think we need to let go of Sherman after this year, bro. I just it baffles me that you give your best running back, the best running back in the league, 11 carries. 11 carries, like who does that? The best running back in the league, and you give him 11 carries. It just doesn't make sense. It just baffles me. It just baffled me. Like I really think we need to change that head coach.
Yeah, it's
and you want to know something? I'll be on the fence to even do it in season if he does the same shit against Buffalo this week. If he does not get around 20 carries next week, and we lose because of it, I want him gone. Because that's actually that'd be around 3 times he did that. They stopped doing it against last year against the Eagles when he was absolutely destroying them.
Yep.
You're doing the first game of the year against your division rivals, first game of the year, and Barkley was killing it to begin with, and you stop giving him the ball, and he ends up with 11 carries. Now, if he does it again against Buffalo, he has to be gone. Because that's 3 strikes in my book.
I mean, that's more than 3 strikes, Mike Nixon. I mean, I can't point out specifically where, but this has been a problem since last year, and it's been in more games. Like he only gets like 5 carries and a half or 5 touches and a half, and it's confusing, and I can't defend it, man. I mean, your answer is just as good as mine. Why aren't we using Saquon Barkley? I mean, I don't know. I mean, to answer your question, should we let go of Pat Shurmur? I mean, I'm on the fence about it because I'm not that big, and I'm not a huge fan of Shurmur. Let's just make that clear. I'm not the hugest fan of Shurmur. I'm just not a fan of firing
it in
coaches
season?
in season because you get a lot of turmoil, you get a lot of confusion.
Mhm.
People, the
That's
team,
why I said even if we have to wait till after the season.
yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens after the season. I mean, but Pat Shermer, I would hope with the next 15 games that we play that we figure it out. You know, but if we can't figure it out within those 15 games, I think there's
Yeah.
going to be a lot of people calling for his job. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Like, and even like, and the defense is just embarrassing.
Oh yeah,
It's just embarrassing.
But I will give. Besides James Betcher, he has no excuse for that defensive game planning and matchups and adjustments he's throwing out there. But as the defense, like the players themselves, I have to give them a mulligan. They're just so young. These guys are just so young. They're all on their rookie contracts. They're getting into their prime, getting into their groove. They're figuring themselves out as players. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? But it's no excuse for James Betcher. I really put this blame. Even though everybody had a part in this loss on Sunday, the biggest blame has to go to the coordinators. The biggest blame.
Yeah. Now let me ask you something.
Okay.
On the play that Baker gave up the touchdown to Cooper, like did he go in motion at all, or was he strictly lined up?
Oh no, he was lined up. He was lined up on him. Lined up, but no safety.
Now I can because I was going to get the benefit of that because I was talking to Entertainer about it last night, and he said they could have put him in motion to where he was lined up against him. But you're saying he was just strictly lined up on that side the whole time, Cooper.
I wanna, don't take my word for it, but I think he was. When I was watching that game, I did not see Cooper in motion. But Baker just.
Oh, now I got a problem with it because why and I'm not saying he did any better against Michael Gallup. Let me just say that, but why are you lining up a rookie to go against a number one wide receiver this early in his career right now? I know it's good. It's good for competition, I guess. But that's got to be strictly Janoris Jenkins right there.
Yeah,
he's got the more experience. He's a veteran.
Yeah, you're completely right. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't seem like the Giants play how other defenses play. Like the best corner lines up on the best wide receiver, no matter where they are on the field. They play left and right corners, which is weird. It's really weird. And sometimes I seen Janoris in the slot. I saw Antonio Hamilton on the outside against Michael Gallup, and then Janoris Jenkins in the slot. It made no sense to me, and it's just confusing. I want to say what's up, Delano Steele in the chat. Thank you for joining the stream, my friend. Just talking some Giants football right now, but yeah, you're absolutely right, man. Absolutely right.
And then you got people bashing Eli. Eli did nothing wrong.
Yeah, I mean, he was fine.
The only thing I might nitpick at just a tiny tad bit. It seemed like when he was getting some pressure on him, that he was throwing the checkouts, but at times he looked like he was scared.
Oh, that's just what Eli is now, man. You know that's how Eli's been for a couple years now. So that's just what he is now. Unfortunately, we have to deal with it.
I'm also glad we got to see some Daniel Jones out there. Unfortunately, he fumbled, and I seen it right up well on the sideline. He looked really down on himself after that. And I'm just saying in my mind, like, you can't be down on yourself. You came in. This is the first time getting like actual game experience, not preseason, but coming in to the first game and you're coming in for some garbage time, and for some garbage time, he did really good.
Let me cut you off for a second. Don't mean to cut you off, but I want to get that donation from OGR. Thank you so much for the $5 donation, my friend. He said, did you see the news Antonio Brown has been accused of sexual assault by a former trainer? Yes, I did, and it says 3 separate counts, OGR, so it kind of gets you. I'm thinking this is the little Me Too movement happening right now, trying to ruin Antonio Brown's career. 3 separate counts of sexual assault, all happening, all coming out at once, is a little suspect to me. I'm thinking about making a video on it after this, but...
And there's, like, really no evidence on it. Like, I looked at a little brief thing that was in the Sports Fairies group chat, and it just shows Antonio Brown just bashing the lady for that. There's, like, no actual proof or evidence right now.
Yeah, so
for it. But, I mean, we got to figure something out, man. The Giants got to figure it out, and they need to figure it out quick. Like, I never expected them to make the playoffs, but God forbid, am I going to sit here and be and a result of a 1-15, 2-14 team this year? You know what I mean? Because the way our defense is playing, that's where we're going.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I completely understand what you're saying, dude. But here's I think we'll adjust because remember this defense is young, they're inexperienced,
Yeah.
but these are good players. These aren't scrubs, but they're good young players, and they're gonna take time to gel. Think of it as the offensive line last year. It took time to gel. There were good players on that line. They just took a little bit of time. Just think about the same thing with the defense. We'll see what happens. But brother, I'm gonna get to some more callers now. Thank you so much for calling in, man. As always,
no problem, brother.
I was looking forward to your call today. Again, I'm sorry about your situation that you're going through right now. Thoughts and prayers for you, my friend.
Thanks, brother. I really appreciate it, bro.
No problem, man. You got my support. So, thank you for calling in, man. And yeah, I'm looking forward to your call next week.
No problem, bro.
All right, man. I'll see you.
And keep up the great work and have a good one, bro.
All right, man. Thank you.
No problem. See you.
All right, that was Mike Nixon. Thank you again, OGR, for the super chat. All right, we got a call here. My man.
Kid Blue,
Kush.
what's up, man?
What's up, Kush? How you been, man?
I've been good, bro. I've been good, you know what I'm saying? Just started back college, been like a couple weeks, already sniffing out which classes I like, which one I don't, and all that. How you been?
I'm good. And if anybody hasn't checked out The Hub, make sure you guys check him out. Another Giants YouTuber. Really underrated. I really like the style of your videos, man. I really do. I love that commentary, sort of like a Mike Too Nice type of thing. I like it a lot. And the images you put up there is just, it's great. It's good content, great content, quality content. Make sure you guys check out The Hub on YouTube.
Thank you, Kid Blue. You know that means a lot coming from you, man. And you mentioned Mike Too Nice. He was actually, I guess quick facts, when I first started on my channel, I was like, I don't have a good camera. Yeah. And I guess I'm going to do a podcast style. Like, the dude I know that's most successful with that is Mike Too Nice,
Yeah.
So, that's a good catch.
It works. And it works. And you make it work as well, man. It's good.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, so we got to get into our Giants here real quick, man.
Talk to me, baby. Talk to me.
Okay, so I don't want to be the one to beat a dead horse because, I've been listening. Everybody called in. Everybody brought up points that I wanted to bring up. Mm-hmm. But I guess let me put some facts with the stuff. Let's start with the stuff I was happy with.
Okay.
I was happy with Eli's play, and I was happy with the offensive line's play.
Yes.
Anybody who says we lost the game because of either of those two groups, I don't think they were watching the same game. Eli Manning had a great game. You know what I mean? I still don't know how his QBR was like in the 20s or something. He had over 300 yards.
It was like 22.2. It was like 22.4.
That makes absolutely no sense.
Ridiculous. They're just hating on Eli, dude.
Exactly, right? And you know what? There's other, Giants YouTubers and sports YouTubers out there that say, like, Eli is the worst quarterback in the league and, like, he's the reason we lost. And I'm like, I really don't think you guys were looking at the same game because he didn't get sacked for a reason. The O-line played well, but also when he rolled out, there was that vintage play he had where he almost went down, he got back up. That was one of my favorite plays of the entire game, even though by that point it was lost.
I'm not going to lie to you. I thought, damn it, this guy tripped up and he's down again. And if he regains his balance, somebody's going to get after him. But that offensive line stood strong even after he tripped. Stood strong and gave him time to throw to an open Cody Latimer. That was just like reliving Super Bowl 42 for a second. I was like, oh my God, it's Eli again.
Exactly, bro.
Man.
I'm not gonna lie too. During that play, I was like, oh my God, if he goes down, Jesus Christ, I could already see it. But he got back up, and they showed the replay where his hands barely touched the ground, and the ball like didn't even really touch the ground. It, like raised it. I was like, yo, where's this dude been working out, man? Has Eli been, shooting up some of them Peyton Manning PEDs over the summer or something? Like, what's happening? Nah, but like, and the offensive line, just by the eye test, you could tell they performed good. But I got like Alex Wilson, he's a Giants beat reporter that I follow.
Okay.
I got like a little stats here. He said the Giants offensive line had an 86.2 blocking grade per PFF. Woo. I think it was like a 70-something pass blocking game. Pass blocking game for PFF. So in both accounts, they were extremely amazing considering who they were going up against.
And
So I was really happy.
what they were last year's in other years.
Exactly.
It's huge improvement. Huge improvement.
So of course now I got to get to the bad because otherwise it wouldn't be a Giants talk without the bad.
Of course, it's gotta be negative.
Oh man, even with that 86.2 running grade, Pat Shermer was being extremely retarded. I don't know what else to call it, man. How do you run your best player, who also happens to be the best running back in the entire National Football League, 11 times? And if you saw my video, I literally titled it 5 carries and a half because it was absurd. I didn't even realize it was 5 carries and a half till I looked at the stats, during halftime. I was like, hold up. This guy, it was like 5 for 70 something too. Like, let's talk about that. He was tearing up the Cowboys defense.
Mm-hmm.
And you got Pat Shermer over here running him 5 times and a half, 11 times through the game, where running backs literally everywhere else in the National Football League are running like at least 20 times a game or something. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's not how you win games, especially when you guys, yourself and I'm forgetting his name right now. Dave Gettleman, Dave G. Especially when Dave Gettleman and Pat Shermer made it an extremely main point to build the team through the trenches. If you're gonna build a team through the trenches, why not use those trenches? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. If Gettleman was the one making the calls, he'd run the ball freaking 100%, 100% of the freaking time.
Yeah.
He loves running backs. He loves the offensive line. He loves ground and pound football. And that's part of the reasons why the Carolina Panthers are the way they are now. They're ground and pound football right now because of what he did over
exactly.
there. What he orchestrated.
And he drafted McCaffrey too. I mean, Hey man, if there's one thing I could say about Gettleman, he knows how to draft linemen and running back.
Oh, for sure. For sure. He drafts great linemen and running back. So, I mean, like I said, yeah, if Gettleman was the coordinator, he run it 100% of the time. Pat Shermer is just, I don't understand.
I'm still confused. You know what's even made me more angry, and I'm sure it'll probably get you and your feels a little bit. Another stat that I saw was the Giants played 76% of their plays, offensive plays, in 11 personnel, 3 wide receivers. Only 3 plays, which were 9.1% of their entire plays, were with 2 or more tight ends. So they were basically running the same sets for the majority of the game. How do you expect to trick any type of defense at all, or have any type of one-up on the defense if you're running essentially the same set the entire game? That's not even batting level play calling.
Do you remember 2015? I want to say 2015 or something like that.
I thought you were going to say 17 with Ben McAdoo, where it was something very similar.
Oh, yeah. 17.
Yeah.
17. That's exactly what I'm talking about. 17. I believe they ran 11 personnel 95% of the time. I believe that stat is accurate. In 2017, I believe they ran 11 personnel 95% of the time. Jesus, I hated that. I called it out, and I can't believe I didn't notice that in this game, man. And
this game, how do you do that 76% of the time? You're a head coach. It's not like you're some type of assistant coach. Us sitting on the sidelines on the couches can tell you that's a bad idea. Like what is Pat Shermer thinking? Like, for real. And is it just me, or throughout the game, from the moment he entered the game, there were a few bad calls, by the way, from the ref. I don't know if you know who Rayvon from Virginia is. He's another Giants YouTuber.
Oh yeah, I know Rayvon. Me and him are good friends.
Rayvon had his video out, and the entirety of his video was based off of something that a lot of people fail to mention, and that's just the bad calls that the refs called for the Cowboys and the calls they ignored in the Cowboys' favors. There was a couple of neutral zones infractions on DeMarcus Lawrence. There's obviously the big DPI on Sterling Shepard and stuff like that. And I'm just like, wow, the first half, and I hate to blame the game on the refs, but the first half, the refs were really favoring the Cowboys. And it's part of what prevented us from doing a bit more complex things, not taking any blame off of Shermer. But the refs definitely had a hand in this game. It just seemed this game was basically what can go wrong did go wrong type of scenario.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we had everything happen to us, man. And we just shot ourselves in the foot. The refs had a part in it. It was just it was sloppy, man. It was a game that fans would hate to see. This is not a game. Well, I mean, of course, Cowboys fans loved it, but this is not a game any other team fans with the losing team would want to see, man. Refs and then shooting yourselves in the foot. You have the talent. I don't know. I think that's got to be worse. That's got to be worse than being just a bad football team. Having good players and still playing terribly, because it builds up your expectations.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And it's happened with this fan base in particular so much over the past couple of years. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That
Sure.
same scenario. Talented players just can't execute, whatever the reason is. Before I move on to the defense, I would want your opinion on a question that a previous caller brought up. I can't remember if it was Jaden or Dylan, but one of them brought up the question of would you fire Pat Shermer? And while I did think about that, I really did think about that because you even mentioned it. This is not even his third offense. This is like his fifth or sixth. There was many games last year where he pulled this same stunt, just forgot that he had Saquon or for some reason didn't, use the run game, and his play calling got really, really simple. Like it's not even his third offense. He's done this so many times. Would you consider a change at play calling or even firing this guy?
In my honest opinion, I like Pat Sherman. I don't like his play calling. I won't defend his play calling ever. I mean, but I like how the players love Pat Shermer, and that's all you can ask for in a head coach. You need somebody that's going to motivate your team to hit harder, play faster. I like Pat Shermer. I don't like his play calling. We need to get a new play caller or give the play calling to Mike Shula. Mike Shula was in Carolina. Mike Shula was there, ground and pounding there in Carolina. He knows how to run play calls, and he's gonna run the ball more. We have Mike Shula at offensive coordinator. Why not we just use Mike Shula to call plays and Pat Shermer just be a head coach? That's all we could really ask for, and that's all I really want. I don't know if I'm gonna go as far. I know Mike Nixon brings up a good point. Pat Shermer has had these offenses of not running the ball, things like that, but that's not the head coach's job. Why don't we just give the offensive play calling to Mike Shula, and I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, like I mean, because when you get into heated moments of things, like in the middle of the game, I was definitely at one point screaming at the TV, "Oh man, this guy needs to go." And I remember last year in the Philadelphia game, and I want to say it was also the Falcons game, or maybe it was if it wasn't the Falcons game, I think it was the first Redskins game where he also completely mishandled Barkley, and not only that. A lot of people don't notice this. He's really bad with timeouts. I remember that, especially from last year.
Yes,
Time
he keeps
management
using timeouts. Even in this game that
Yeah.
just passed, I believe he called a timeout in the freaking second quarter, beginning of the second quarter or whatever, for some stupid reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he still has that problem.
So I guess on to the defense. Listen, while it's clearly, anybody with eyes could see the main problem with the team yesterday or on Sunday was defense.
Yes.
I believe the offense could have still put up 20+ points. If they didn't give up. I won't outright say that everybody gave up. There were certainly a couple players that gave up, going into the fourth quarter and whatnot, and we did take out for the most part our starters. But the defense, I kind of expected this because it's they're very young. They're going to go through growing pains. We have 7 new starters on the team on the defensive side.
Yes.
We do have a couple veterans, but for the most part, almost everybody except for I would say 2-3 players are on their rookie contract. Extremely young, and the defense, how they played in Dallas is going to be completely different from how they played Week 17 against the Eagles. I believe there's going to be a major jump, but at the same time, it's God damn, Becker, why were you blitzing so much, man? It was terrible. Biting on every single play action, blitzing every other play. I'm yo, chill, bro. You don't have the personnel to be running these types of plays so frequent. It's the same thing with Shermer, running the same sets so frequently, running blitzes so frequently. It becomes ineffective after the third time.
I couldn't understand. James Betcher was blitzing over and over and over again, and the same result was there with just a 4-man rush. What if you know? If rushing 4 guys is the same thing as rushing 7 guys, why are you still rushing 7 guys? Just drop back in coverage, play in coverage. They're obviously beating you. We're fine against the run. I mean, our defensive line was stopping the run game. Now the run game,
that's so weird. No matter how bad our defense is, even last year and 2017 when we went 3-13, our run defense is always amazing. No matter what, it's just always there.
Yeah, that's what the D-line is built on, stopping the run. B.J. Hill, DT, Dexter Lawrence, these are big guys in the front that can stop the run. So, they were fine in doing that. The problem was, the play action, the linebackers coming down and biting on the play action, and that's what was opening up the pass game. I knew that type of stuff would happen, man.
And why? Yeah, why? Another thing, why would you blitz so much while exposing your young secondary? Who the only person in that secondary that I'm confident in for man to man is Jenkins, and even then, you brought it up too. Why wasn't he on Cooper at all times? You know, I don't know. It's kind of a weird defense that they run.
Yeah,
But there's
they
only
run
one
it left to
person.
right.
Yeah, there's only one person that should be like anybody should be confident in with man to man right now at least. And you were exposing that young defense. Another stat that I came across was guess how many the average yardage per catch for Cowboys receiver, like open space. There was an average of 2.5 yards between the Cowboys receiver and any Giants defender the entire game.
2.5 yards.
2.5
dude.
yards.
That's just easy pickings there. I mean, that's like backyard football type type stuff right there.
Exactly.
Oh my
You
god.
can't even make this up in Madden on the easiest mode.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. It was that easy. How many guys were open there? It was just like somebody just running cover two and not knowing how to adjust in the cover two.
Exactly, man. I'm just like it just really confuses me. The showing was so bad, and it had a potential to be actually good. Like if we just offensively and defensively, if we did what we did on the first drive, and you could sustain that for like I don't know, at least 3/4 of a game, we probably would have won that Cowboys game. Like let's be honest.
Yeah.
The first drive offensively and defensively, when we had Dak throwing like ducks in the flats and stuff. Like, come on now.
For sure, bro.
Alright, man. But I mean, I guess that's my Giants rant off my chest. Like for the Bills next week, I do think we have a chance there, but it's like there's definitely gonna be a lot of things to fix up for the Bills, man. That's a whole different story.
Yeah.
I mean, their defense is something to sleep at too, but like I said, our offense is pretty good. Not the worry on this team. The play calling, that's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
Defense, definitely a different story. But real quick before I let you go, because I mean, I know you definitely have more callers. Let me hear your opinion on them Browns, man. Baker Mayfield
the
and the Cleveland Browns, man. That was definitely one of my big highlights.
Yeah, they have been humbled, man. I am so happy about it. Jarvis Landry out here snapping on the news media, talking about don't ask me that question, all that stuff.
And it was a legitimate question too.
Yes, and Baker Mayfield out here saying now they're just throwing us in the trash. Listen, we've been throwing you guys in the trash.
Right?
We already threw you guys. We knew you. Listen, I knew the Browns are better. I'm not gonna deny that. As far as them making a playoff push, I didn't have them making the playoffs. And I know they're gonna. I had them struggling when I did my little sheet there. I had them struggling early on in the year. I had them losing to Tennessee. I didn't think it would be that bad. 3 interceptions,
right?
13 points.
Like, do we realize for a second the Giants performed better against a way better team than the Browns did against the Tennessee Titans?
Oh my God!
Like, do we realize that for a second?
They were terrible, man.
And then, oh my God, but did you see? I can't remember which Tennessee Titans player it was in the post-game interview. I can't remember if it was the offensive defensive player. He said the Browns were exactly who we expected they were. And I started laughing when I heard that because I'm like, yeah, y'all painted a target on your back for the entire NFL, man.
Yeah,
and everybody. It. And I won't lie, myself included, there was a lot of people who just wrote off the Titans this year because, I mean, Marcus Mariota and all that.
Mm-hmm. I love the
Titans. But, Browns, that was definitely something I was happy with, man. I mean, I don't know, man. Baker Mayfield, I don't think he's humbled yet because, he's just that type of dude. It will probably take a couple losses to humble him.
Yeah.
And did you hear about the Odell, watch thing? I didn't even know that was
350K watch, dude.
Yeah, I was like,
oh my God.
I'm like, that's not even arrogance. Are you just stupid?
Yeah, they're listen. This is so much more than winning to them, man. They just want to be flashy. They're trying to make headlines so Cleveland could be a good market. That's what they want. They want the money. They want the attention. It's really pretty much what it is. They don't really care about winning as much as they want a good market and headlines in Cleveland.
Mhm. All right, man. I guess that's about it.
All right, man.
Oh wait, is D-Marsh still available or not? Because I mean, I don't know why we ain't picking up Brandon Marshall off of waivers from the line.
I don't know. As far as I know, I think he's out. I think he retired. I'm not sure if he officially retired. I know he has his own business now, and I don't know if he's focused on that or if he will be coming back. But I don't know.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm glad to see them making moves either way.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. That's all I got, man. Thanks for having me on. It's always great coming on here.
Yeah, man.
Love
For
your
sure.
channel, love your content, bro. You're always one of the best Giants YouTubers out there, man. Thank you
I
so much.
appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, man. Make sure you guys subscribe to the hub. Make sure you type in the chat, Kush, so they can see your channel.
Yeah,
And make sure you guys subscribe to the hub. Appreciate you calling in, man.
no problem. Peace.
All right, I'll see you. All right, here we have the man of the hour. The man of the hour. OGR. What's up, man?
What's going on? Not too much. What's going on with you? So, did you have a chance to see Bad Dog's videos today, or what?
I watched Bad Dog's couple minutes of his Eli video, I believe. And also, I believe he just came out with a new video. I think I watched a couple minutes of that as well. But,
right.
yeah, man.
I mean, as much as I would love to sit there and rebuttal him, and I've rebutted him in the past, but at the end of the day, I can't do it. I can't do it, not because I have respect or whatever. Well, I do have respect for the guy, but I can't rebuttal him because he's right.
Yeah.
And his Eli Manning video, he is 100% right. Eli didn't play bad by any means, but it's like, he's right. Why do we have him out there? If we know this is going to be a season for building and building toward the future, why do you have him out there?
This is a very, very similar situation to the Miami Dolphins right now. What they're going through, they're in rebuilding as well, and they've thrown out an old man Ryan Fitzpatrick out there as a starter instead of developing their young quarterback in Josh Rosen. Now that you said it, I mean, our situation. I was laughing at the Dolphins, but it seems like the Giants are in that situation too. We're rebuilding. We're gonna be losing a lot of games this year, enough for us to be knocked out of playoff contention. Daniel Jones should be out there. I don't know how many opportunities he's gonna get in this season. There was a source that came out. I don't know if it's confirmed, but there was a source that came out that said the Giants were looking to start him after they were out of playoff contention. But I mean, look how we're playing right now. I mean, you might as well just throw him out there. I mean, you're right. Bad Dog's right. Eli's not playing terribly, but we can get so much more out of Daniel Jones. I still believe. Now, you can give the experience to Eli all you want. I mean, yes, the experience is there. He has the edge there. But as far as the talent goes, I have to give it to Daniel Jones. I know he's just a rookie. I know it was just a preseason. I think Daniel Jones physically, and as gifted as a passer as he is, I think he's better than Eli right now as a passer.
Yeah, I agree with that statement. And a lot of people will say, "Oh, what he did in preseason,
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, if you're a starting caliber quarterback and you're going against scrubs, you're going against guys that are third and second string or guys that are going to struggle to make a practice squad. If you're a starting caliber quarterback, shouldn't you dominate those guys?
Yeah, and he did. Yep.
And he did.
So
what is? I mean, just by logic, what does that tell you as a fan? You know he's better than somebody like a Mike Glennon. Just by right there, you know he's better than somebody like a Mike Glennon or a Nathan Peterman. I mean, we all saw Hard Knocks. We all saw behind the scenes. We all saw John Gruden going off on Mike Glennon. And it was hilarious. But like you know, Mike Glennon can't make it past scrubs, but Daniel Jones can.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, you already know then, at least he's close to a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL. Even if you're the biggest Daniel Jones hater out there, and you're like, I still don't like the fact that we drafted him 6 overall. It is what it is, but it's like, at that point you have to do that. And I'm just, at this point, I'm like, yeah, I tried to sit there. I'm like, okay, I can rebuttal this. And I couldn't. I'm like, I'm going to rebuttal. I can't. I'm like,
yeah, I know, and we have to face that reality now, man. And I know I'm waiting to see if Cop Pizzle watches that video, because I know out of every Giants video maker, I think he's probably the biggest Eli guy. And I'm curious to see what he has to think about it as well. But I mean, Bad Dog's right, and as much as Eli apologists like myself in years past, we have to own up to it. Daniel Jones should be out there. Daniel Jones should be out there. We have nothing to play for this year. Eli's just pretty much having his farewell tour right now. You pretty much want to say that. He's having his little farewell tour. And yeah, you're right. Eli should be out there, and it's not much. You're right. There's not much to rebut there with Bad Dog.
Yeah, and then his whole Pat Shermer video. I texted him right after. I said, "Dude, why don't you just tell everybody you want Pat Shermer fired?" But that joking aside, but there was one other thing that I think a lot of Giants fans don't realize. If you go back earlier in the spring and you listen to Mike Shula's comments, okay, and then you go back in the spring and you listen to Pat Shermer's comments, I think there's a slight rift in Giants Nation, but not a rift that's gonna cause some crazy behind the scenes thing. But at the end of the day, I don't think the order is coming down from Gettleman. I think the order is coming up above from Gettleman. I want Eli to start.
Okay.
I think everybody. I think all the higher ups, they're not going to go out in media and said this. They're not going to push this narrative. It's just going by Mara's comments and then what everybody else said in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mike Shula wants Daniel Jones to start. I think Pat Shermer wants Daniel Jones to start. I'm not sure about Dave Gettleman, but we don't hear a lot from Dave Gettleman. But I honestly think Mara is the one that's saying, I want Eli to start.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I completely agree with you. Eli, the Manning family and the Mara family, they're close, man. They've been together for years, and Mara was upset when Eli got benched. When Ben McAdoo just flat out just benched him for Geno Smith. Mara was upset about that.
Well, he was upset about that because of the tongue lashing he got from the fans.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look, the Mara family, very rarely in Giants history that I can think of where the fans literally curse out the Mara family. I mean, people.
Oh yeah, they were so mad and they were so highly respected.
Had it been for Davis Webb, I don't think we would have ever had that same problem.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm just hoping Daniel Jones gets a shot. I'm really hoping that he is what we think he is right now. And I mean, onward to next season. This season is going to be such a blur for me, honestly. I'm not really putting too much stock in this season. I don't think the Giants care too much. In my honest opinion, I think we're tanking. I mean, after what I saw from the first game,
I don't think we're tanking because here's the thing. I don't think we're tanking because it makes no sense to tank. Like okay? Let's say we're going to say the Giants tank. Let's say the Giants go 4-12, 3-13, 5-11, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to be top half of the draft. Okay, who's coming out next year besides? Because the first couple picks are going to be quarterbacks. You know Tua is going to be there. Even Herbert coming off the injury, still going to be there. I mean, okay, so so you're going to skip over 2 quarterbacks. Okay, who you drafting top of that draft? Right off the top of your head, college football. Who you drafting? You're not taking Jerry Jeudy top 5. Arguably could be up there.
Not even close. I would say edge. I don't know who the prospects are this year.
I mean,
I would say edge rusher.
To take, yeah, sure. Your usual edge rusher, offensive lineman. I don't know. I mean, I'm not familiar with the hot guys right now. I haven't gone to any of the sites. I do follow Walter Football every once in a while. I check in his rankings, but I can't think of a left tackle or right tackle that's coming out that we're like, okay, that's the future behind Nate Solder, or pass rusher is the only thing I can think of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's always a benefit in choosing in the top half of the draft, no matter what your needs are, or who's coming out in the draft. I mean, to be honest, I mean, what other explanation can it be if you don't run? Say you don't use your best offensive weapon. You only use them 11 times on the ground. I mean, what other reason can it be? I mean, Pat Shermer can't be flat out stupid. He has to know that this is wrong.
It's Pat Shermer overthinking the situation.
It's Pat Shermer. It's got to be.
Because that's the only explanation. Because I don't believe for a second that he's like Dave Gettleman's behind the scenes. Dave Gettleman preaches winning, so there's no way.
Mm-hmm. Dave
Gettleman's been a winner his entire life, and you've seen my Dave Gettleman's a winner fucking video.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry for the swearing, but you see my Dave Gettleman's a winner video. I mean, the guy breeds winning. Now everybody will sit there, and maybe even the chat's probably laughing at me, but the fact of the matter is, if I remember correctly, my statistics from that video, I think he's 56-37 all time. Now we obviously losing to Dallas, he's 56-38 all time.
Mm-hmm.
He was even a high school winning coach, bringing his high school program to their first actual championship game. I don't think he won it. Not a lot of people know that. He started off as a high school coach, then got invited as a scout for the Bills, and then the story's written from there.
Mm.
So I mean, I have a hard time believing any Dave Gettleman team is going out there and in Pat Shermer and everybody's just going to sign up to lose, and especially the camaraderie on the team. You see how Saquon is. I like the energy out here. I like the energy out here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe for a second the team's going out there. I mean, yes, it's mind-boggling to only. Well, how many total touches did Saquon get?
Oh, I would have to check. I think he only had 5 receptions, something like that. 5 or 6 receptions, maybe.
Yeah, he had 4 receptions he had 4 receptions for 19 yards, I believe.
Yeah.
And then he had he was 11 for 120. So yeah, he got 15 total touches. I mean, that's pathetic.
It's terrible.
It's pathetic, and there's no reason for that. And I mean, I get Pat Shermer in the scenarios, but like Bad Dog said in his video, he's like 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1. Why are you not giving it to your best player? Yeah, the defense is going to know it's coming, but at that point, you ask your offensive line, which you went and got Mike Remmers, you went and traded for Kevin Zeitler. You asked that offensive line, okay, hat on a hat, make a push.
Mm-hmm.
You get a crease for Saquon. He's either gone or he's picking up the first down.
Yeah, he was just dominant. He was just absolutely insane in that game. I can't believe we didn't use him. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dude, I can't. I mean, for me, I've watched Saquon since he was at Penn State.
Yeah.
I think he's hitting the hole harder now.
Oh, he's better. Oh, for sure, OGR. Yeah, for sure, he's
hitting that hole. He's hitting that bowl. I can't believe the acceleration through that hole.
Mm-hmm.
At times last year, he still would dance a little bit. I mean, but all running backs do it at some point. But like he took it to whatever Pat Shermer said to heart, and he was like hitting that hole with authority. I actually felt bad for Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith trying to tackle him.
Yeah, right. They got embarrassed when Saquon was out there, man. They got embarrassed.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm gonna be at the Bills game this week. So.
Oh really? Oh man.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, I'm going to 2 Giants games this year. I'm going to the Jets, and just touching on the tickets real quick. Right now the head count's 6, and I'm just waiting to hear back from Tana. So hopefully he's listening if he's tuning in, and I'm just waiting to hear back from him. Actually, no, he's not tuning in because he's gonna be going live.
Oh, he's getting ready to go live, yeah.
14 minutes, but I'm just waiting to hear back from him. Once he gives me the okay, I'm buying the tickets.
Wow! All right, man. I can't wait.
Dude, I can't wait either. But anyways, I'll let you get on other callers, man. I know it's getting late, so.
Yeah, I'm actually getting ready to end it because I don't want to interfere with Bad Dog stream and Chris's stream, so I'm just going to end it right here. But you're going to be the last caller. Oh,
if I'm the last caller, I mean, if you want to keep going.
I mean, it's up to you. I can go to like 10-10. I want to give the viewers enough time.
You want to go 10-10? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's go.
All right, so you know what? I mean, will this ruin your preview video? Because I'm going to do a preview video and you're going to do a preview video. Uh-huh. I mean, we're going to be touching probably on the same thing, but what are your 3 keys to victory unless you don't want to spoil it now?
Oh, yeah, I don't want to spoil it. Yeah, I want people to watch the video, but...
All right.
Yeah.
Actually, okay, why don't we talk about it differently? Okay. What do you think the Bills have to do to win this game?
The Bills... okay, I can give the Bills 3 keys to success. I mean, why not? The Bills, You know what they can do? Josh Allen is one of the best on-the-run passes I've ever seen, and the Giants can't force an edge rush. Get out the pocket, do it as much as you can, and the Giants have a problem with that of quarterbacks getting out the pocket, not even running the ball. I mean, he is a dual threat anyway, but he doesn't even need to run the ball. Just get out the pocket, make the Giants confused in that way of who they're covering, and throw the ball outside the pocket. Make sure you guys, I don't know, what else here? Definitely the defensive line as well. Their defensive line is stacked. Their defensive line as well. They definitely have to try to stop Saquon in some way because that's pretty much going to be the whole offense there. Then again, we'll see if Saquon is used for that many times to be a constant threat for the Bills
honestly,
defense.
I mean, let's get to the point now.
Mhm.
Just like in the late and early '80s and into the mid '90s, when you had your X's and O's on the chalkboard, or at that point it was a chalkboard. It probably wasn't a whiteboard. They didn't. The only number on the chalkboard was 56. The only number on that chalkboard is 26.
Yeah.
They're not going to let 26 beat them.
Oh yeah,
sure.
They're definitely gonna do whatever they can.
But
But
the
here's
thing is, I mean, comparing the Bills to the Cowboys, I know the Bills have a good defense. Are they just as good as the Cowboys? Because I don't see them. Do they even have the same linebacking core? I know they have Edmonds on their line. I don't know what their interior looks like besides Ed Oliver. I mean, I know they're good.
they're not the front seven.
Well off the edge, but
Yeah.
are they as good at stopping the run as the Cowboys? Because if it is, I mean, I'm still pretty confident in Saquon running the ball.
The Bills are more better on the secondary. The secondary is a lot better than I would say the Cowboys. Cowboys have the better front seven, but the Bills have a good front seven, just not as good as the Cowboys. And hopefully, the offensive line could do what they did, to the Dallas Cowboys with the Bills, and we should be okay, man. If we just fix up our play calling, we should be all right.
The other X factor in this game, because they're gonna pass the ball. The Giants aren't gonna let them run the ball. They're gonna have to work on the pass. And for me, I mean, they have Cole Beasley, and X factor in my game for me last week. And even though I think he only had 7 for 64. I said the X factor for the Cowboys last week, and it was their entire wide receiver core. But I said my X factor in my preview video was going to be Randall Cobb, and it turned out to be somewhat correct. I said the two X factors for either team was going to be Evan Ingram and Randall Cobb, and it turned out to be correct. The X factor in this game, I'll spoil part of my preview, for at least the Bills, is definitely going to be Cole Beasley. There's no doubt in my mind.
Oh yeah, and he's very familiar with the Giants. He's very familiar
with the Giants, and those short passes kill the Giants. I mean, I love Grant Haley. Don't get me wrong, and he's somewhat of a sure tackler. But as far as making a play on the ball, he's not the greatest.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish we'd see Julian Love, but he's still listed at safety, and that's another thing. You didn't even talk about that at all. Julian Love against the Cowboys didn't get a snap.
I know. Yeah. I noticed that. I don't understand why. He should have been used at corner at some point. Antonio Brown was getting killed. Antonio Hamilton was getting killed.
Crazy.
Insane, man.
All right, man. It's pretty close to 10-10, though.
Yeah.
So I'll let you sign off, have your say, and I'll talk to you later, man.
All right, man.
The call.
Appreciate you calling in, man.
All right. Talk to you later, man.
All right, man. See you. All right, guys. That was OGR. I'm going to cut off Skype now. Phone lines are closed. We are wrapping this up now. If you guys are going to be in the entertainment talking sport, I think it's on bad. I don't know. I think it's on Chris's stream. It's on Chris's channel. But I'm going to wrap this up now, guys. As always, thank you guys so much. My preview video should be out sometime before Thursday. So just look out for that, either Wednesday or Thursday afternoon. And before Friday, I want to say. My preview video for the Bills will be out. And, make sure you guys catch me on the Entertainment Talking Sports stream. I'm probably going to work on a video right now and see what I can do. But you guys are awesome. Let me look at the chat real quick. Sorry. You guys are awesome. We'll talk about everything else later on. I want to get to some KB Sports talk right now. So, all right, guys. Thank you guys for joining the stream. As always, leave a like before you guys leave. Please leave a like. Share the stream. Share it with your friends. Subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next stream.